is Emmanuel Rich, and this is 2026. This will be my first video of the year 2026. Last year was actually a lot of things. A lot of things happened, but I was able to keep going. I was able to do the little I could do by creating those videos. It wasn't easy at all, but I felt a lot of people needed me. A lot of things happened to me. I lost some people, but I never allowed it to deter me from helping people. I was happy also that I helped a lot of people that wanted to come into the Kingdom of Saudi Arabia. Okay, while I'm talking, let me show you. So I was able to help a lot of people that were having challenges through their application process and all those processes, marriage plus data flow, and everything that has to do with this process. I helped a lot of people, and luckily, and a lot of people actually was successful. I could count about 10 persons that has already entered into the Kingdom of Saudi Arabia, working currently in the Kingdom of Saudi Arabia through my personal help to them. When I was helping these people, it was not convenient to me, but I had to do it. And it's one of the things I derive joy in doing. But sometimes we do take those things for granted. If not that I love doing those things, I might not actually continue this channel for till this moment. But I had to do that because a lot of people have been looking for places where they can get this information, where they can get help. Like I said when I started this video, the only thing that made me to continue this channel was because this is the prayer time. This is so loud. This is sunny. Somebody's watching me, and the person is not talking. I am here to take up questions. If you have any question, you can ask. The prayer sound is quite loud, so I had to stop what I was saying. Because of the prayer. This place is fine. Very beautiful sight. Okay, like I was saying, I have helped a lot of people through my channel. I'm not bragging about it, but I know the information I am giving out. If you are truthful to yourself, you will see that you can hardly get such information audited information when you search for them on the YouTube. Most times you'll be getting just peripheral or not deep information. So I try to give this information as deep as it could be so that you can actually help yourself out. So I decided to do it like that. Even throughout my um, throughout my busy schedule, I keep on creating videos. I did that because I know how difficult it was for me to create these videos and how difficult it was for me to get this information when I needed it during my own time. So that is the reason why I had to start. And the channel now is, I think, a year plus, few months actively, but I have created the channel for over 10 years or so. But actively, I started posting videos on it about a year and a half now. So, but I have a lot of people benefiting from this channel, getting vital information from this channel without them subscribing. So, I will need more subscribers. I need people to subscribe to encourage me to do more, to encourage me to help more people. So, that is it. This is my city. Today is Friday, so everywhere will be kind of scanty because of prayers. Yeah, UK Delish, how are you? How are you doing? I wanted to go out, but the sun is already out, and I feel the heat will be so much for me. So I'm going back. Who is here with me? Nehemiah Marcus. Nehemiah, how are you doing? UK Delish, I'm good. I'm very fine. How are you doing? Yeah, Nehemiah, I'm great. I'm very fine. I am fine. So where are you joining me from, Nehemiah? Yeah, Saudi is great. Saudi is calm. Um, Saudi is just calm. You can see how quiet this place is. So Saudi is just quiet and calm. I just came out to walk around. I've been indoors throughout today. So let me walk around and go back and rest. Okay, Nigeria. Yeah, I remember Marcus. All right, you're welcome. Hope you've subscribed to this channel. So Nehemiah, are you going through any process, any of the Saudi process? Okay, that's great. That's great. Okay. Maybe if you are going through any process, you can always reach out to me, and maybe if you want more clarifications, if you have questions, you don't have to you don't have to be will I say is not afraid. Just come, just open up and ask me questions. I will answer you, and it will be more favorable or more fast if you use my Instagram. So you can always connect me through Instagram and drop your questions there. I respond faster there. Okay, not really. I am a final year student from. Okay. All right. That's good. You just have to have different options. Open up your mind. Open up your mind. Before I came to Saudi, Saudi was not actually even up till now. It wasn't my first choice, but you know, as a student or as a young graduate, you just have to open up your mind. Just open up your mind and be ready to accept different options. So that's how it works. So you can be considering Saudi and be looking at other different options. So, but it's good. You're welcome. You can always connect to me, ask me questions. I have a lot of experiences and mistakes that I did as a person that I might not want junior ones to do. But because this is not just an optometry channel, most times I don't really put much of those things, optometry concentrated content like that. But when you contact me privately, we can always chat, and I can also tell you some of the options and what is required. All right. There's no problem. I'm always open, very open. I wish you the best. Optometry is great, but sometimes because of where we are coming from, sometimes you might feel you do not have much options. Most of the things you'll be seeing will be discouraging you, but it's a nice course.
وأذل الشرك والمشركين ودمر أعداءك أعداء الدين وانصر عبادك الموحدين اللهم أنصر ورسولنا.
Oh yeah. Okay, so this side is actually not the top cities of Saudi. This is just one of the I would call it a small town, a small developing town in the middle of Saudi Arabia. This is just a valley city, a city. Not I wouldn't even call this place a city. I would say it's just a small town. So still developing. Is it's just within a valley because this town is surrounded with mountains left and right. If you look at your if you look at this left now, this is full of mountains, big mountains all around, all everywhere. And same thing when you look at your right, the same mountains. So you just see houses within the valley, and this road is within the valley of this place. So most of the cities within this part of Saudi Arabia is the same. Is this way? Is either they are located within the valley of a mountain, big mountains, or they are at the top of those mountains.
اللهم اغثنا يا مغيث، اللهم انصر رحمتك، اللهم انصر رحمتك، وحي بلدك الميت واغثنا.
Or it's actually good, but sometimes it's boring when you are in this kind of place. Yeah, it's very boring because you might not be able to see large expat communities, and it makes it so difficult for you to network with your friends, meet your friends. Sometimes I do see Nigerians, maybe a Nigerian once in a year. I will just come across a Nigerian, and most times those Nigerians are not even staying within this city. So it's very difficult to see people that you can talk with, people that have the same orientation, the same background with you. It's quite difficult sometimes. So, but we have to be coping.
الحمد لله رب العالمين الرحمن الرحيم مالك يوم الدين إياك نعبد وإياك نستعين اهدنا
Yeah. Maya, are you still there? Do you have any question for me? Actually, you said you've been following me, and I know you've watched most of my videos, so you must have something that you need me to clarify. Let's talk.
يصلون على النبي يا أيها الذين آمنوا صلوا عليه وسلموا تسليما إن الذين يؤذون الله ورسوله لعنهم الله في الدنيا والآخرة وأعد لهم عذابا مهينا وقد احتملوا بهتانا وإثما مبينا
Nonsense. Okay. Okay, let me answer this. Um, okay, I want to, because this your question is actually it's not difficult, but I want to answer it based on what is obtainable as a Nigerian trained optometrist. Okay, when you are looking at a list of countries, one of the things you'll be considering is which country can I enter and I will have access to practicing optometry with my current training. Because some of these, we have the top countries, the top 8 countries. Those top 8 countries, I can list it for you. You have US, Canada, Australia, New Zealand. So these countries, they have similar kind of training with us, but they don't have a straight or easy pathway through which you can easily start practicing. When you go there, it takes a lot of time. It takes a lot of, you might even have to go back to school. In most cases, you might have to go back to school, and you will have to spend nothing less than 3 years going through the process. Then for Australia, we put you through registration process. First of all, they will have to recognize your your training. Then you have to go through the exams. They have 3 stages. First, you have to do your written exams. After the written exams, you do the 2 practical exams. So, and those 2 practical exams, you have to be inside Australia for you to be able to do that. The same way for Australia and New Zealand, they work the same way because they have the same body. Then for Canada, it's almost the same way. When you go, you have to go through their bridging program, write the exams, and it's quite difficult and very expensive. Then when you come to UK, United Kingdom, they have a process. The process will take you to what we call pre-registration. The pre-registration is also is what we call internship in our own curriculum. So the pre-registration will take you through a supervised training, for like 1 year. After the supervised training, you have to write the exam, the OSCE exam. If you write and you pass, then you will be licensed to practice in the UK. So this process for UK is being controlled by GOC, a body called GOC, General Optical Council. Okay. Now, but that process, this year, they are looking at changing the process by this year, September. But it still works the same way until September. They've proposed a new system that might make it very difficult for Nigerians or Nigerian trained optometrists to actually get into the system. But UK is one of the places you can easily go through their process and start practicing. Then comes to places where you can move into the place and start practicing immediately. That's where Saudi also comes in. Saudi, somehow, they made their own process quite easy. Once you're done with your data flow, your memories, then you write your exam. The exam is not that difficult if you prepare and if you're able to get your hand to the materials or pass questions. Then once you pass the exam, they will give you a license. Then the next thing is for you to be able to get work or contract. And also one thing about Saudi is also you can actually also get job and come into Saudi without you being licensed. You will now stay here while working. You'll be able to practice and you'll be able to now write the exam while working. So they will give you at least 3 to 6 months to be able to write the exam. Your employer will be able to get you a temporary license while you are preparing for your exam. So that is one of the benefits of Saudi. So they can actually give you an option to come in if you're able to secure an employment. And then you'll be working while you prepare for the exam. This is the only place that I know that will give you that option to work without properly being licensed. So other places are very difficult and they are capital intensive. They have even Norway have a pathway, Germany and all those places, but all those ones, you need language. You need language because even Sweden, most of those places, they have pathways for foreign trained optometrists. But one of the One of the challenges with those places is that you need to first of all get to a level of proficiency they need for their language. So if it's Germany, you must first of all get to B1 German language or B2. Same with Sweden, same with Norway. So most of them will require you to get a language proficiency level that they need before you go through the recognition and registration, then the supervised training and your final exam. And the reason why you need that language because you have to write the exam in their language. So it makes it kind of very difficult for us trained in Nigeria to move into those systems because uh, it is harder for you to write some licensing exam in English, and you've been trained with English for years. Now you are moving into a different country that doesn't speak English. You have to learn the English, and also you have to practice in that language. You have to learn their language. You have to practice in their language. You have to write the exam in a different language. So it's kind of very difficult. So that's why many people shy away from those processes. But we have a lot of options. We have a lot of options. So those are the countries. Okay, go back to after 6. Go back to 6 years. That's just the thing. So it's kind of annoying that after your 6 years in school, you won't be able to go straight and start practicing, or let them just subject you to language, just subject you to writing exams or training you like just like the UK. UK does theirs. UK will get you straight to their pre-reg system. Through the pre-reg system, you'll be able to get used to the system, then write the licensing exam, move on. So it's very difficult for most of those top countries, that, especially US, Canada, Australia. Australia is even better when compared to UK, US, and Canada sometimes. Okay, Saudi. Yeah, Saudi can allow you to work. If you have a job and you enter here, they can allow you to work, but they will give you timeline within 3 months. Within that 3 months you are working, you need to write your exam. So when you write the exam and pass it, then they will give you your permanent license that lasts for 2 years. You can continue with that. So that's how Saudi works. So, but sometimes it might get more difficult. It's getting more difficult. When we came here, you don't even have to do Mumaris Plus. Once you're able to do your data flow, you can come. Even up till now, if you're able to do your data flow, but you have to still do your Mumaris Plus before you'll be able to come here, because they will need that Mumaris Plus for your visa, for your visa process. And even before I came, without data flow, without anything, once you submit your CV and your certificate as an optometrist, you can come over here. They will do everything here, both the data flow, everything. But as time goes on, everything is changing. Everything is changing, and it's becoming more and more difficult for people. And surprisingly, a lot of people in Nigeria has Saudi license currently. So it's quite getting more competitive, because I know why it's like that. A lot of a lot of countries, like I said, UK is trying to change their own process. The same is very difficult. A lot of our guys, a lot of my colleagues in Canada that wish to work as an optometrist, they are not even looking at that side, because when you see the processes involved, You will just abandon your course and start looking for something that will get you money instantly. Yeah, and it's not peculiar to optometrists. Even medical doctors, it's still very difficult for them to go into the system. So if you've been following the news recently, you will see that Canada is trying to make it easier for medical doctors also and doctors in Canada also to get into the system because the system is so difficult for internationally trained doctors to get into. The same way with US and also Australia and New Zealand is kind of better because their pathway is straightforward. If you're able to write the exams and pass it, you'll be able to go into their system. But it's not like that. It's not like that with Canada and US because they won't give you even straight path to the exams. So that's the thing. I hope I answered your question. Yeah, Henry. Okay, this is Henry. Henry. Ah, do I still remember Henry? Henry, you're welcome. Good morning. How are you doing? Happy New Year. Yeah, from IG. Yeah, I know it must be from IG. Let me check. No, a lot of people just a lot of people. I've met a lot of people in IG, but I know your name. I know that you're. I know Obin. I know you. I must have met. Okay, yeah. Okay. We chatted yesterday, I think. Yeah. Okay, Henry. Sorry, my head. I used to talk with a lot of people, so it makes me do forget. But I remember you. You're an active follower. Okay, so Henry, I think we've talked before. I'm happy to be on live. You're welcome. You're welcome. I've been trying to come live for a long time, but because of I think I've not been able to organize myself. Sometimes I'll be busy. Sometimes just making out the time to come here is very difficult. And luckily today is New Year. I have to get the motivation to do it. I love this your question. I need more of this type of question. Yes, you can write it in Nigeria. They have centers. They have centers in Nigeria. I think they have center in Abuja. They have center in Lagos. I think I don't know about any other state, but I am sure of Abuja and Lagos. But I think they still have one within either Kaduna or Kano. I don't know, but I'm very sure of Abuja and Lagos. A lot of people they've written theirs in Nigeria. So when you get to the stage of prometric exam, you will get the link. Once you put your country, they will show you list of you can put your country and put the city you are in. Or when you put Nigeria, they will show you list of available centers in Nigeria. So you can select the one closest to you. So with that one, you'll be able to write your exam. So there are centers. I think centers were opened in Nigeria about 2 or 3 years ago. 2 or 3 years ago, when I came here, it wasn't There wasn't a center in Nigeria then, but I think there was a center in Ghana. But yeah, but there is a center in Nigeria currently. So, but for the prometric exams, the people that do conduct it is a Pearson View. So Pearson View, there are Pearson View centers in Nigeria. So you can write it in Nigeria when you are done. So I need more questions. Hmm. Okay. So what are we gonna discuss again? Can you explain the prometric exam? Okay. Um, are you? Let me check. Can one travel after the writing exam, or must you get job before you travel? The main thing here is actually the job, not the exam, because you can travel without the exam, and you will write the exam here if you have job. But you cannot just write the exam and travel if you do not have job. So the job or the contract is the main thing. If you do after your data flow and you're able to do your Momaris Plus and get your eligibility number, you can if you're able to get job offer, you can come into Saudi without writing the exam, and you will stay here and write the exam. Okay, that's how it works. However, if you write the exam and you even have the license without a job offer, you won't be able to get a work visa that will bring you in here, except you just want to come and visit, and maybe for tourism sake, you come and tour around the country and go back. But for work purposes, that job contract is the main thing. So with the job, you will be able to come. So the answer is you need job for you to be able to come here. You must not even write the exam. Yeah, you must not even write the exam. So if your employer decide to bring you in and you will stay here and write the exam, good. I did the same. I just did my data flow. I came in here, then I was able to write the exam within the few weeks. Yeah, just that anybody can actually get the job offer and write the exams here. Many people do that, but currently, like I said, a lot of things are changing currently. A lot is changing, but for radiographers, nurses, medical doctors, most times it depends on the because some of them come in through agencies, recruitment agencies. Sometimes it depends on how your recruiter or your employer wants it. Some might want you to write the exam, pass the exam before they bring you in, but some can actually look at your credentials, interview you, and see that you have the potential to pass the exam, that you know what you are doing, your experience is good, your results is good. During the interview, you performed well. They can bring you in. Okay, they can just interview you. You will do your data flow. They will help and do your data flow and Marriage Plus. You will come in here and write the exams. But currently or recently, many of them, after your interview, they will put you through the process of writing the exam wherever you are. Once you pass the exam, they will bring you in. So that's how it works now. So it is possible. It is possible depending on who and how your employer wants the whole process. So some can allow you to come in and finish the process here, but recently it's getting kind of tough because you have a lot of people around the world currently interested. Saudi then the PR was not that good, so many people used to hear a lot of negative instead of positive things. So it makes people run away. But now a lot of people are rushing in. So the system is becoming tougher. So the requirement is getting tougher every day just to use it to push a lot of people aside. So that's how it works. Okay, Nehemiah, you said that can you explain the prometric exam? Prometric exam is a licensing exam or a licensure exam. You are required to write it. If you're able to pass it, then you obtain your license, Saudi license. Okay, for instance, Obinna asks about a radiographer. So I will use radiography as my uh, field of explanation. Now, as a radiographer, before you write prometric exam, you must have finished your school. You must have done your internship. Then you must have at least practiced for 1 year. Now, practice for 1 year. Let's say after your NYSC for Nigerians, after NYSC, you can now start the process. Now, and the first process is for you to do your data flow. So your data flow requires basically three important documents. Your education document, which your certificates can actually serve. Then you can actually attach your transcripts as a supporting document for that one, but it's not your transcript is not compulsory, but you can do that. Then the second thing you have to do is you need your practice license. So after your internship, before you go to NYSC, your board usually gives you a permanent or a kind of license, the main license. During internship, it is called temporary license. But after internship, you will now be given internship certificate and also be offered the main license, practice license. So you have to submit the practice license. That's the second document. You can use your registration certificate as a backup, but it is not compulsory. The compulsory one is your license. Now, the third document you need is your letter of experience. The letter of experience, you get it from anybody you've worked for. So during that NYSC, for somebody that just did NYSC, you can go back to the place you did that NYSC, your service, and get the letter. Let it just have a letterheaded of the organization. If it's a hospital, the letterheaded paper of the hospital, they should write that you worked for them as a radiographer or as an optometrist from this time to this time, or from this time and you are still working with them. So, but most times I do advise people to make sure that their experience is more than a year. It's far better if it's up to 2 years. It is very okay if it's up to 2 years. The 2 years initially was the main requirement, but now I think a year is actually okay. But most recruiters usually go for 2 years and above. So that's why I do encourage people to start the whole thing once they know that they have up to 2 years of experience. So these are the three documents. So after that, the data flow, we look at all these documents, contact every institution. They will contact your school and send all those certificates you sent to them. They will send your certificate and your transcripts. If you also put your transcripts during the process, they will send it to your school and ask your school if this is coming from them. They should prove that this is from them. So your school will respond. We check the certificates, check your serial number, your mat number, everything, and see that the certificate is from them. They will respond to Dataflow that this is from them. And okay, Dataflow will now complete that one. They will go to your board and send your license and ask your board to confirm if this is from them. Now your board will have to confirm that this is a legitimate license. Then that one will complete. Then they will now contact your employer. This is where sometimes it is very difficult if your employer doesn't have a means of contact. So most times, if you are using any employer, make sure that they provide an email address and also a number that these people can reach out to. Okay, so they will contact your employer. The same process. Sometimes, if it's a private clinic or a private a lab, they can actually ask the lab to provide a certificate of business, like CSC certificate for Nigeria, to prove that this is a legitimate business in Nigeria. So just to prove that this is not just a fake business or a fake clinic or a fake lab, proving to be an organization. So once your lab can attest that this letter is coming from them and also provide any of other things they requested from them, then your data flow will be completed. So once your data flow is completed, they will issue you a report, just a report that shows your certificate, the day it was issued, your license, the day it was issued and the day it will expire, and also your experience letter, the day you started and when you ended, or when you are still working, something like that. So at the end of the day, if they're able to confirm everything you submitted with your issuer, that is your organizations, they will now say that this report is positive. Okay, so they will issue you the report. You will now use that report to go to Momaris. Momaris is a website, is a portal for the Saudi Commission for Health. It's just like the Ministry of Health in Saudi Arabia. They control everything that concerns health. Okay, so you will open that portal. Now you will also submit everything you submitted again. All these 3 documents you submitted to Dataflow, you will submit everything again. Then, but at the end of each of these documents you are submitting with Marriage Plus, you will now be submitting your PDF you downloaded with Dataflow. You'll be submitting it again as a backup that you've already verified all your documents. Already, Dataflow used to send that PDF to them also, so they can verify the one you have with the one Dataflow sent to them. If it corresponds, then within 1 or 2 weeks, and they will look at your experience, they will look at your qualification, look at your countries and your country and everything. If it matches, or the curriculum of your country matches what they are looking for in Saudi, they will approve your registration, your classification, and issue you a number. This number is number you will now use to apply for your prometric or your licensure exam. So this exam, for every specialty area, for every let's say health profession, they have a system there. It's not the same. The way optometry works might not be the same for nurses, might not be the same for radiographers. The settings of the exam usually differs, but the process is still the same. It's an MCQ exam, it's computer-based exam, so you will write it on the computer. Okay, so for optometry, we have about 150 questions for 3 hours. So that 150 questions, they have part 1 and part 2, 75 questions for part 1 and 75 questions for part 2. Now, part 1 is 1 hour, 1 hour 1 hour 30 minutes, 1 hour 30 minutes, and the other one is also 1 hour 30 minutes, completing it 3 hours for 75 questions. So you have 15 minutes break, optional break. If you like, you can take the break. If you like, you can continue. Once you are done with the first part, you can immediately click go ahead for the second part and you finish up. So, but if you like, you can take the break in between, just like 15 minutes or 10 minutes. You might not even need the 10 minutes, just 5 minutes break. You come back and start the second process, the second exam. So for optometry, the cutoff is usually 60%. So you must score above 60% in the exam. Some professions, their own might be lower, some their own might be higher. So it depends on how competitive it is. Initially, ours was about it was from 45%, they increased it to 50%. It was increased from 50 to 55. Every year, the more people scale through, the more they increase the percentage. So the more people scale through, they keep increasing it and increasing it and increasing it. So at this moment, it is at 60%. So it has been at 60% for the past a year and a half or 2 years. So I don't know when they might increase it again. So that's how it works. How about doctors? The process is the same with doctors. It's the same. So just the prometric exam might have more questions, okay, but the process is the same. Everything is the same. No difference. Everything I'm explaining is the same. Okay, that's how it works. So when you write the exam, okay, it can take up to from the next day to up to 2 weeks for you to get your results. So most times if you write your exam, you can, by the next day, you might see your results. Mine take just 24 hours. I wrote mine today. The next day in the morning, I wrote mine 3 p.m. today. The next morning by 9 p.m. By 9 a.m. I got my results. So sometimes it takes less than 24 hours for you to see your results. Some people's own can take up to, I've seen someone that took up to almost a month for them to release the results. So it differs. It differs, but sometimes that's why they do give range. In most of these applications, they will give you a range that from 1 to 2 weeks, from one to 5 business days, or from 1 week to 2 weeks. Sometimes they give those range. Those range is because of some maybe administrative processes. If everything goes well, your results will come out fast, and that's it. So once your result comes out, you don't have much again to do. The only thing you have to do now is to go back to your Marriage Plus, go to professional registration. You'll be asked to pay the money for professional registration. So once you pay, the money is around 240 real. So once you pay the money, you will see your license. So you'll be able to download your license. So that's how it works. I have submitted for data flow verification. Very good. Okay, when did you submit? Bovi? Is it Bovi? Yeah. When did you submit yours? Bovi 22211. Okay, why in Nigeria? Which state did you write your CVT from? I didn't write mine in Nigeria, but there are centers in Abuja and Lagos currently. If you're asking about the prometric, I didn't write mine in Nigeria. I wrote mine in here. Then I wasn't required to write in Nigeria. A lot of people that came here before 2023, a lot of people that came here before 2023, a lot of people entered and they wrote theirs in this country. It's now that they sometimes they demand you to write in Nigeria. But if you're able to have a contract, you can come over and write it here. Okay, 16th of December. Okay, if everything goes well, by end of this week, you should be able to have yours completed. You should be following the stages. At least you will know where you are now. I think. But I found out I had to pay much 250. Yeah. I noticed that the The Medical and Dental Council of Nigeria, they are demanding 350K. That's a ripoff. That's a ripoff. For them to verify it's too much. I discovered that I think they are the only one doing that. Apart from recently, my school, Uniben, demands you pay for that, but it wasn't even up to 15K. Now, for my own license, I didn't pay anything, but I discovered that they are requesting for 350K to verify your license. It's not fair. It's not fair. I think those are the measures they put in place to deter or to punish those that want to leave the country. uh, that's it. In everything, once they discover people are doing one particular thing, they will find a way to get money from that, and that is what they're doing now. Yeah, exactly. That's what they're doing. That's what they're doing. I think up to today, for optometrists, up to today, theirs are still very, nobody asks you to pay anything. They still do it free of charge. As long as you are licensed and your license is current, then if your license is up to date, they don't demand anything, and they are the fastest to respond. Once Dataflow contact them today, they will respond to Dataflow today. Yeah, they don't ask for any extra money from Dataflow. It's something they should just confirm what they're doing. They are not verifying anything. The verifying anything. Okay. Yeah, they are not. Yeah, okay. UNN asks for 10K. Yeah, Uniben asks for around same amount. You pay through remitter. Yeah, same amount. Initially, all these things they were. When I did mine free, but I was helping somebody recently last year. Then I discovered that the school is now asking for money. Okay, that's one of the things. So it was the same with the council. Initially, all this money they were not there. They just started demanding all these things. It's just a way to discourage people, just to punish people. There's nothing. They are not verifying anything. It's just for them to prove that this license you are presenting is from them. What the only thing they are doing is to look at the serial number, the number, your license number, the one you submitted to Dataflow. Dataflow we send it back to them because they have link. So when they view it, the person seeing or the person confirming the verification is just to look at your license number, type it within their system. The system will bring out your name and show that you are up to date. That is all. That is all they are doing, and this is what they are demanding 350K for. So it's kind of very bad system. At least the schools that are demanding 15K, 10K, their own is considerable. Their own is at least, let's say, service fee or administrative fee. But that 350K is wickedness. Okay, you see a young doctor that is even struggling. You are demanding 350K. Apart from 350K, the money we pay for data flow and all those things. So they are making everything discouraging. They don't want people to live in. Very soon they will increase it to 500K if they see that people are still affording it easily. So that's what they are doing. They just want to punish people. There's nothing else. All these things they were free before. Nobody demands anything. They just do it, and you move ahead with your verification. Someone that has paid license or license fee, you've paid your dues, you've done everything required of you. Why are you demanding 350K again to confirm that this is from you? So it's not really bad. No, Obinna, Bobby is talking about the currency is in Naira, is Medical and Dental Council of Nigeria. So it's not data flow. So for that, data flow still remains 800 Saudi Riyal. And currently, you can just estimate it at 390 naira per Saudi riyal, or 400 per Saudi riyal. So when you convert 800, just times 800 times 390, that's the current cost of data flow at this moment. 390 times 800. If you are doing normal, the usual process, if you're not going for express, the express will cost you up to 1,000. So the current exchange rate as of today is at 390. It might increase more or it might reduce more. So that's the current exchange rate as of today, as of this morning, 390 per real. Okay, so data flow was 1050. I added, I say, oh, why did you add that? You don't really need all those things. That's okay. Yeah, 415. But I think you did what you did was express for it to come faster. But you said you submitted since 16th of December. If you did express, it's supposed to be out by now. But those assistant, you don't really need those things. You just do your normal application, and it's still the same thing. It's still the same thing. Wow. It is very okay for if you can pay with your bank card now, Mastercard. Maybe Nigeria is now improving. During my own time, no bank was working, but I think it was that time they restricted some of those. They restricted some of our bank, so you have to find somebody in Saudi to be able to pay. But if our bank is working, I think it is very nice to be able to do the payment easily. No. If it's not express, that money is much. 150, 1,050. It is much actually. You don't need that. If you follow my process, if you follow what I did in that video, you do not need all those things, because they are not really assisting you do anything. Uh, the video I did, the video I did already have assisted you, so you don't really need those their assistants. Instead of paying that 1,000 plus for assistant, you would have done express, just little money. You do your express by now. By now, you must have your this thing with you. Your data flow will be with you now. That express, you are just dashing them money. That assistant, they are not assisting you to do anything. You've been assisted already. Okay, the UAE, yeah, UAE pathway, they are all the same, almost the same, almost the same. Even Oman, almost the same. Qatar, almost the same, but they have different licensing authority. So, but the process, all of them demand you do data flow, then come to their ministry portal and finish up the whole other process. No. You are not supposed to. I think I said that in that video when I showed that assistant stuff. I said in that video that you do not need that. There is no different from somebody that did not use it and somebody that do use it. So I have done a lot of data flow processes. So I have seen that they are not really assisting for anything. If you can actually do the whole process by yourself, if you can submit the whole thing, and the video showed you how to do it. So there is nothing. If you want to pay up to 1,000, it's better you just leave that part and do express. At the end of the day, even when you, if even if you did not choose that assistant, if you need assistance from them, you can contact their support. They will still assist you. They will still assist you without you paying. So that money, just to me, is just like you want to dash them money. That's what I see it as. It's a business strategy now. It's a business strategy. So that's what do you want? They need the free money. They actually need the money. It's nothing. They will still do everything you want them to do for you, even without you choosing it. So it's a business strategy. Obina, this your question is something I cannot answer. Even in my own part, in my own field, I cannot really answer it now because the system is not the way it was. It's not the way it was. I cannot answer it. Even for nurses that they do need almost every time, I can still not answer it because everything is changing. You know, before now, let's say prior to 2023 or 2020, 2019, 2020, before then, they have a lot of openings. They don't have their own workforce. They don't have their own. Sorry, my network. Okay, I hope I'm connected back. Can you hear me? Okay, so most of their jobs they now kind of run it internally. So if the place I'm working, if they need someone, what they usually do is to come to me and tell me that they need a doctor from Nigeria or they need this somebody from Nigeria, whether I can help them and bring the person. So it comes directly to me. They wouldn't go and put it online. They won't go and put that job online or put it somewhere else. Some others, they can go straight to some recruiting agencies. This one is usually the big companies. So big organizations like big major hospitals and all those big organizations, how they do it, they have recruiting agencies that work for them. So they go straight to those recruiting agencies and tell them we need so amount of professionals in this field, maybe nurses. We need so amount of nurses. You can recruit anywhere from the world. So those recruiting agencies, most of them recruit from maybe Southeast Asia or somewhere like they can face towards Philippines and Pakistan, or the India, they can face towards that. Some recruiting agencies can face Nigeria and they'll be recruiting from Africa, let's say Ghana, Nigeria, Kenya, and some of those places. So most times you won't be able to see this job just open that way. So that's why most times I talk more of connections, networking. And if you want to really search for a job, while searching for a job, be searching for recruiting agencies. You can just type recruiting agencies in Saudi Arabia. Then when you go to their website, you look at areas they recruit. Some of them focuses on on a medical line, so you can see medical doctors, radiographers, nurses, optometrists. So you look at what they are recruiting. If they are recruiting your specialty, you also read about the areas they face. But some of them, anywhere you are, even if you are from Africa, from Philippines, Indonesia, all those places they recruit from, or UK, US, what they need is for you to submit they will ask you what to submit. You can contact them Then you submit, they look at your profile, they can interview you. If you pass through the processes, they will now be the ones to push you to, they will now be the ones to push you to, where are you from? Ibrahim. Ibrahim, where are you from? So after that, let me keep explaining. After that, you if you satisfy the requirement from that recruiting agency, then they will be able to now accept you and push you to that organization that needs you. So sometimes you can't actually tell if there are work or there are no work, but what you will see is that they are still recruiting from outside Saudi Arabia. So people are still coming in and people are still leaving, but it is not as it used to be before. It is not as the thing used to be. Yeah, yeah, that's another thing. Okay. Um most Mostly you will need to maybe go to somewhere like LinkedIn. LinkedIn, look for doctors in Saudi Arabia. Uh, then, if you can see any doctor in Saudi Arabia, link up with the person. But most especially, what you'll be looking at is be looking at recruiting agencies. Any agency that recruits for Saudi Arabia, you can type that on the Google. You can also use that on when you type them on Google, or even ChatGPT can list a lot of recruiting agencies. You can just prompt ChatGPT to give you the current and active ones. So when you look at their names, you can actually from their names go into their websites, and also from there you can move into their LinkedIn profile. So there you can see how they recruit, where they recruit, and the requirements they need. You can follow them up. Then you can email them, ask them that you've done this, your experience. If they are recruiting, they can now ask you to. Some of them have career section where you can submit your CV, submit what you are. So they see all those things. If they have vacancies, then they will call you for interview. They will respond to you if they are recruiting, if they are not recruiting. Okay, initially, most of these people, how they do it before now, they have seasons where they will come to Nigeria. They will announce that they are coming. A lot of people will apply to them. They will send you the venue you will come to. Sometimes you come to Lagos. Sometimes you go to Abuja. Everybody, you have about 100 doctors or 200 doctors. Everybody will go there. They will do a lot of interviews and all those things. Then after that, they will select the number of people they want to recruit. So after that, they will recruit all those ones, bring them up in Saudi Arabia, and those people will finish the processes. So some these days they are still doing it, but they don't actively do it like that in Nigeria. So you must be very active. You must follow some kind of people uh, to be able to know when they're coming to Nigeria. But what I advise, because it's not everybody here, I am even trying to sometimes come out here and talk about some of these things. We most times we do not have that information. Okay, and sometimes depends on where you are. Where I am is actually restricting me from getting access to knowing when some of these things are happening. Okay, but some people that are in some of those privileged places, like the top cities, Riyadh, Jeddah, Dammam, all those places, some of them you are closer to some of these big places that recruit almost on a regular basis. Okay, some of those people do have first-hand information about when these recruiters are coming, but they don't actively come to Nigeria like they do before. Saudi system, Saudi hospital system really love Nigerian doctors because we do perform. In fact, all Nigerian health professionals, they do perform very well. Okay, if a Saudi come into my office now, I say, where are you from? You say Nigeria, Nigeria, Kuwait, Kuwait. They like Nigerian doctors because we've been practicing, we've been representing so well. So that value is there. But there is one thing about Nigerians, we do not really last here that much. But because of our system and their system is kind of different, so we stay here for maximum of 3 5 years. Everybody, some 2 years. After 2 years, you are looking to move to another place. So it makes them sometimes they don't actively come to Nigeria like they do before. And another thing that happens is that other places, other countries are stepping up now. So some of those recruiters are also looking at those places. But like I said, another best way to network is to network with those recruiting agencies. Yeah, you can get a whole list of them from ChatGPT. You can search, then from there you can go to their social media platform. Most especially, you can go to LinkedIn. Even in LinkedIn, you can search for. You can type your profession. Go to job section and search. But I always encourage that you go through for medical doctors. If you can work with agencies, they are the ones that usually have the first-hand information. It's very difficult to actually get an open job offer. It's really difficult the way they run the system here. Nemat Potts? Nemat, you're welcome. How are you? It's been a while. Nimat, can you hear me? So, Bov, I hope, Bov, I don't know. I hope you understand what I was explaining. The only Saudi is kind of a closed country. The only open way to come to Saudi is through, if you're not coming here, through, let's say your family member is here, your wife is inviting you to come over with a visit visa. If you're not coming as a visitor, the only other easy way to come here is as a tourist. So you are coming to tour. So you can come here as a tourist visa, visit visa. Okay, if you're a Muslim, you can come for your Umrah. So they have your Umrah visa. But if you are coming for anything work, you must have a job offer. So that job offer is what they will use to work for your or prepare your work visa. So you can also come with that when you have your job offer. So these are the easy way for you to be able to come here. Visit visa, tourist visa, then work visa. Yeah, yeah. That's the easiest. The tourist visa is actually easy. You can come with tourist visa if you have money to tour around. Yeah, it's actually easy to come over with tourist visa. But if you don't have money to spend, the easiest way to come here is through job offer, because that one is it will offset a lot of expenses because your flights will be booked for you. You are not the one to pay for that. What else? Yeah, your flight will be booked for you. A lot of the visa processes are not that expensive because they will do most of the payments from this side. So So if after the exam you have a job offer, you can come here. If before the exam you have a job offer that wants to bring you up here, you can also come. Okay, so do you still have another question? Maybe I think I will come over another day. Let me just take a little nap before I go for work. Any more question, Bob? Do we still have more questions? Okay, Nehemiah, thank you very much for your time. You're welcome. You're welcome. I hope to be coming more often. I hope to be here. Let's say every Friday if I can. If I can, but I will try and build the consistency. I'll try and build the consistency. So every Friday I can just come so that we can chat. I think I will explain more better here because creating videos these days is also very difficult for me to do. You're welcome. Okay, so I think I'll be ending my life. I'll be ending the life here, not my life. I'll be ending the life here. What's your Instagram account? Okay, the Instagram account, you can get the link. Just go to this channel bio. You will see the link. Click on it. It will direct you to my Instagram. So just follow me. Send me text message. Send me a message on the Instagram. I will see it. Then I'll follow you back. So on this channel, just click on the photo or the bio of the channel. You will see the Instagram link on that place. Anyway, I don't really do much on the Instagram. Just I use it to respond to people because I find it easier to use. A lot of people sometimes it's not everything you can get from YouTube. It's not every question you want to ask on YouTube. So coming privately is also better to some people. So I've helped a lot of people there. So if you have some personal questions you want to ask, I think the Instagram will be okay. Okay, yeah, I've seen you. Yeah, Maya Marcos. All right. Okay, this is all right, I've seen you. All right. I'll be ending the live here. I'll see you next time, maybe before Friday or next Friday. I hope you gained something today. So be good. Stay safe and Happy New Year.